Guys, this is Bobekins12, and welcome to my revised guide for Ash, for her weapons. Something I'd just like to say quickly before I start is, I know my mic quality isn't the best. I'm getting a Blue Snowball in a couple days, so hopefully that'll improve it. So, I just wanted to let everybody know that. And I'm redoing this guide because I forgot to include some information regarding the fall-off damage, and also because, I had the wrong attachments being used. I had a compensator on one and a flash hider on the other, and I messed up the editing. So I just thought it would be worth it to redo it. Anyways, let's start off with the G36C for the recoil. Okay, so as you see, it goes up to the right and sort of starts doing that after maybe 10 bullets, and then does a little bit more after maybe 10 more. I'm going to shoot it again in the same place just to make sure. Yep, same recoil pattern. I'll do it once more just to make sure. Okay, so yeah, it looks like that's the same thing. So now I'm going to be trying to compensate for it, just to give you a general idea how hard that is to do. That wasn't very good, but that might have just been on my part. Let me try it again. Yeah, it's not doing that well, but I think that might just be me. I don't know. That was a little bit better. I'm just gonna do it once more, because I'm almost certain this gun performs better. I'm just not doing it very well. Okay, well, those weren't the best recoil patterns, but I think most people could get better than this. I've certainly gotten better than this before. I'm not sure why I shot so bad today, but anyways, that's not bad for 30 bullets all in one spot. So overall, it has a pretty good recoil. Let's switch on over to the R4C. Okay, we're back here with the R4C. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the G36C and shoot against this wall to test the recoil out. That looks like it does the same thing about moving to the right, but it definitely seems like less for like the first 20 shots than it pulls over. I'll try it again. That seems a little bit sharper. Maybe that's because sort of on the ground I am here, it's not totally level, so it'll be shooting at like a slightly higher point. I'm trying to shoot at the exact same spot, sort of, but it's not always going to be perfect. Let me shoot one more time. Okay, so yeah, it's consistently going to the right and not all, like, yeah, it's not going much to the right, but it is doing a little bit. I'm going to try compensating for it, just to give you a general idea of how hard that is to do. Not the best, but again, that could just be me. Try it again. That was better, except for a couple of those shots. That was much better. Yeah, so as you see, it's gonna get better the more you practice with it. I'm not sure why I'm shooting so bad today, but anyways, as you see, the G36C and the R4C clearly have pretty similar recoil when you try to control it. It's gonna be pretty easy to do. So, I'd say they're about equal in terms of recoil. So let's switch over to the damage. Okay guys, we're over here with the damages. So, the G36C is going to do 38 damage to a 1 armored target, 34 damage to a 2 armored target, and 30 damage to a 3 armored target. So that's pretty decent damage. I mean, it's not the highest in the game, but it is pretty good for an assault rifle. Now, for the R4C, it has 41 damage on a 1 armored target, 37 damage to a 2 armored target, and 33 damage to a 3 armored target. So as you see, there's definitely an increase in damage by about 3. So that is going to help take down enemies faster, so keep that in mind. Now the thing that I forgot to mention last time, which I'm going to be saying this time, is the fall-off damage. The fall-off damage for the G36C is 27 meters. So that means you'll start to lose damage if you're shooting at somebody that is over 27 meters away. However, with the R4C, it's only 20. So the R4C is a much more close quarters weapon, and that's going to affect the optics you use and how you use the weapon and on what maps you use it. So what I'm thinking is, Ash is a viable sniper because you can use her Ash charge to blow up castle barricades and such, making it so, like, Laz wouldn't be able to blow them up, but Ash could. So she can be used for sniping. If you were going to do that, I'd use the G36C. Also, on maybe maps with, like, long hallways or something similar to that, I'm not sure exactly which map that would be. Maybe Yacht has some long hallways that maybe the G36C would be better on. So keep that in mind when you're trying to choose which gun. 20 meters is still okay. I mean, it's pretty low. I think the only one that is similar to that is C8, the Buck's gun, and Jaeger's R416C. Um, so yeah, it is sort of a close quarters weapon, but it's not too bad. And the good damage might make up for that. So the rate of fire for the G36C is 780. That's pretty good. I mean, it's like above the L85 and above Thermite's rifle, so it's pretty good. The R4C, though, is at a whopping 860, which is one of the highest firing assault rifles for the attacking side. I think it actually might be the highest. I'm not sure. I know the AK-12 and the AR-33 are also pretty fast shooting, so I'm not going to make a definitive statement on that, but I know it's very high. So, as you see with the damages, the R4C is going to have a much faster damage per second. However, because of the fall-off damage, it's going to be much less viable at longer ranges. So, as I said, I'm not sure which maps this would apply on off the top of my head, but for the G36C, it would be better for maps with long hallways, but most of the time I'm going to have to recommend the R4C. So now that we're going to be looking to attachments, so for the R4C, because, as I said, it's a close-range weapon, I would actually recommend the holographic sight. Most of the time, I would not say this. I think the ACOG is probably the best sight in the game overall, but since it's such a close-quarters weapon, I do recommend the holographic sight. And something that might be surprising to some of you is I'm actually going to recommend the suppressor for it also. Um, the reason for this is Ash is sort of a flanking enemy. Or not enemy, operator. What am I thinking? But, she's a flanking operator, so your team will push in from one side, then you'll come in from the opposite side and try to take down the other enemies as they're sort of in a crossfire. But the reason I like the suppressor is, let's say you catch a roamer that's near the objective. If you take him out with a suppressor, and he doesn't communicate to his team that you killed him, then they're going to have no clue because it has almost no sound at all. Also, something that this is going to help with is bullet tracers. So if you're shooting at them from behind and you're peeking from cover, they aren't going to know exactly where you're shooting from right off the bat because they're not going to see your tracers. So this is going to be really helpful. Um, so yeah, that's why I recommend the suppressor. Also, since the gun has such a high damage of 41, it's not going to take such a huge hit. 34 damage is not high, but it is still pretty decent. So you'll still be able to take down enemies pretty quickly without headshots. And also, as we saw, the recoil isn't too bad, so you can get headshots with this gun. So for the 416C, or no, what am I thinking? G36C, I definitely recommend the ACOG sight because, as I mentioned, it's a longer range weapon, and you should take advantage of that by using the ACOG sight. I would also recommend the compensator or the flash hider, either one, to reduce the recoil. Probably the flash hider, since I think on some weapons that does a better job. I'm not sure if it does on this one. I haven't personally taken the time to test it out. Maybe I should do that. But, yeah, either the compensator or the flash hider would be good. Just because if you put the suppressor on it, it's only going to do 32 damage, and that could hurt you a lot. I mean, it will take significantly longer to take down enemies when you put the suppressor on. And since it doesn't have quite as high damage as the R4C, I don't think it's worth it. Obviously the grip and no laser. Sorry, I forgot to mention no laser on the other one, but it sort of goes without saying. Um, anyway, I think that wraps up the weapon guide. If there's anything I missed, please let me know in the comments below. And also let me know what kind of new content you would like to see me putting out. I'm getting close to ending the weapon reviews after I finish a couple more operators, and I'm looking for something else to do, so let me know. If you enjoyed, please like, and peace.